Yo, what's good? It's none iller. You tuned into Mogul Mined, and this is Let's Talk Music. Bruh, we really here right now, huh? Today, we definitely got to talk about the fact that you need to figure out how to plan things out in life. As an artist, it's so crucial for you to make sure your A game is planned out. Because the execution is so flawless that sometimes you get distracted. You're not even doing what you need to do to become great. Often you watch and you see some of these people who just kind of freestyling it. Now, freestyling is dope, don't get me wrong. But it's really dumb to plan your whole situation on just winging it. You need to know who's running what you're doing, how these things can connect, because what you start to do is you start to build up this situation that does not add value to your focus, right? So for instance, if you're trying to get on radio, what's the plan? You can't just start spamming all these radio people. I mean, you can, but it won't get you anywhere. You need to figure out who runs the radio stations. What's the plan to get there? Like what's going on in your city? Also the format. You need to understand. You hear radio stuff. Does that radio station play local artists? If so, find out when. Find out how to get on that. Find out how to move and be considered. That's just one example of figuring out your plan of attack in that instance. But you need to do the same for every performance, every show, every location of what you have planned, and just understanding the key, understanding primarily why you're in it. What's the benefit to you? What happens after? Often we tend to not even really think about the other aspect of that. Like, we don't think about what happens, how you continue, how you push, how does point A get you to point Z. Some people just think point A, point A, point A, point A, point A. I get it. That's the easiest way to do it. But it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you get to that level that you want to be on. Because you're not planning. If you figured out that if you perform enough shows, open up for enough people, build enough of a fan base, that you can eventually throw your own shows, that you can eventually headline your own shows, that you can eventually get paid to do your own shows, and you put a plan of execution, guess what? It'll happen. But aimlessly performing 15 times a week just to say you outperforming and doing and making moves is pointless. If you plan on getting a label deal, if you plan on doing this, if you plan on doing that, it allows you to understand like what's the plan. It's very important to have a method to your madness. I'm not saying everything goes according to plan. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is actually have a purpose for what you're doing. If not, you can go in the studio 7 days a week, 7 nights a week, 7 afternoons. Record. Stop. Record. Jump on your social media and be like, yo, I'm recording. That's dope. It's not though. Because there's a lot of people recording. There's a lot of studios. There's home studios. There's big studios. There's people making it on the go. There's YouTube. There's SoundCloud. A lot of people are recording. Now, think of a plan with those records. Think of a plan with recording. I remember what I did was, I will always say this, I'm a lyricist to the core. I'm a technical rapper. I wanted to dissect the beat and chop it and flow like 15, 16 ways, you know what I'm saying? Really, it's like 4 or 5. But point is, I want to chop and do what I can to make that beat mine across the board. But it doesn't mean I don't know how to do melodies or write for songwriters or do on so forth, you know. And there was a time where I wasn't really writing for anyone. You know what I did? I did so many songs. Like, I think I did like 30 days straight of music. So like 30 songs, maybe like a song a day or whatever the case. But what I did was beats that didn't have me in mind, I still get the beat, downloaded beats off of YouTube, found random leases, and created songs to it. Created melodies, created harmonies, even if I just laid down a foundation, even if I didn't complete it, just a step outside of the box. That's me to show what else I can do, how to grind, how to manipulate. Then later I dialed it back and brought it to my own stuff. But ultimately what I did was I figured out formulas, continued to grind. I actually need to do that again. But I didn't put myself in a box. The plan to that was to say, hey, when I feel like shifting to this lane, or featuring or writing for certain singers, I have an idea of what my strong points and my weaknesses are because I'm constantly creating. What is your way of doing that? Your way of doing something unique that goes to your purpose. The problem is today, YouTube can get you so far. YouTube can get you almost as far as your mind will let it. Because if you don't know what to search for, if the person you're following doesn't have that material, or you haven't grown enough to be truly receptive of the material, what happens is you start to just become stagnant. You don't want to be stagnant. And then again, by listening to this, you're not, right? Let's talk music. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.